Hey there, team. Welcome to this 60-day jumpstart program, week number 5. And I wanted to bring some info to you about what we got coming up, what we got going on this week, how you can pull ahead and get the best results. So I really want to make this quick today. I'm not going to take a lot of time. I've already drank my Energize. And I've got this workout coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. So I assure you this is going to be very short. That Energize is already kicking in, so I got a lot of energy already. And anyway, first off, I wanted to let you know I'm so proud that you're here, that you have made it to week number 5. This is our recovery week, and I know that you're going to enjoy this. There's several of us that, it's like, man, I really want that calorie burn. I really want that endorphin release that I get whenever I work out and I really push myself and I really sweat and I feel like I'm gonna freaking die. And man, I understand that. I understand it's like the runner's high. After you reach that, you get through that fatigue and stuff, and you get to that point where your body's just like, boom, now you're running on adrenaline, you're running on spirit, you're running on everything you got, and that mental focus is in there. Man, I understand that, but it's so important for us to take a break, and just totally relax our bodies. So that's important with any program we're doing. Why? Because that growth, that those results that we're looking for, that comes whenever we rest, whenever we sleep, whenever we get a good night's sleep each night. It is amazing the results that you see. I'll be real quick with this, but I have noticed over the last few years, whenever I get a good night's sleep, like let's say 7 to 9 hours, I wake up in the morning and I've got better results than if I only got like 5 hours of sleep for the night. There is just something that happens. Your body metabolizes stuff, it repairs muscles, there's that muscle growth, and we all know muscle burns calories, burns fat. So, all of this growth, it happens whenever we rest. And so definitely take some time off. Whenever you got a rest day, use that rest day. Um, about a rest day, one rest day a week is probably sufficient, depending on what you're doing. Um, there's a story goes that whenever this big shining ball of blue was created, the creator took 6 days of work and then took one day of rest. So hey. I guess if it works for him, then it can work for us. So um, I'm really happy that you're here, and I'm glad you made it this far. And this week is recovery week. I don't have the list of all of the workouts in front of me. You can't think of everything when you're throwing one of these together. Kind of like that creation thing. But this week, I've specifically picked out recovery days from several different programs. There's going to be some T25 in there. There's going to be some Insanity. There's going to be other programs that are mixed in this week. But each day is a recovery day, and it's different. And some of them are going to get you sweating, even though you're recovering. The calorie burn might not be what it is with a heavy cardio program, but I tell you what. Your body's really going to thank you for this week. Take this week. Don't do a bunch of extra stuff, a bunch of extra workouts, and think you need to do this or need to do that. You don't. You really don't. Just take this week, and I promise you, if you focus on just getting these done each day, we've got 6 days this week. It's our first week where we have 6 days, and then we have one day of rest. So really try to get everything in there. If you're not perfect, don't beat yourself up. If you miss a day or something, hey, I'm not giving you the free ticket to miss a day. I'm just saying, don't beat yourself up. Shit happens, and we all have stuff that comes up. So this week, we're just going to focus on food and recovery. And I want you to replenish your body this week. And I want for us to get some really awesome results with this program. And this is where food becomes so very important. So this week, while you're not killing yourself with some heavy cardio, because we're going to do it next week. Believe me, we're going to start doing it next week. But this week, we focus on replenishing our body gathering our center, and really giving our body what it needs, both physically with the recovery week and with food. Last week we started to really try to nail stuff down, and I did really good this last week personally with the container program. I went from 197-ish, 198, 197, all the way down to 194. So that was great. Overall in the program, I think I'm almost down 7 pounds. I think it was 6.8 pounds whenever I weighed in yesterday. So that comes from the food, from following the food and getting the calorie burn from the workouts. So this week, let's really focus on following the container program, making sure that we're getting all of our containers in, sticking to it, making sure we've got plenty of water, half your body weight in ounces of water. So, excuse me. So we're going to focus on food because that's going to give us our optimal performance. That's going to give us our best results, both physically. Our body needs that fuel in the right amounts to build muscle, to carry us through the workouts, to give us endurance and stuff. And believe me, if you start this week, next week, whenever we start hitting T25 with Shaun T, you're really going to thank yourself for putting what your body needs in it and energizing yourself. So also mentally, we're preparing ourselves whenever we fuel our body with the proper foods. It helps our mental state. Things become clear. We don't feel like we're walking around in a cloud. We don't feel lethargic. We don't feel generally feel lazy. Of course, hey, I think maybe lazy is an inherent characteristic of mine, but hey, I always try to push forward, consistently try to get better. So physically, mentally, and spiritually, nourishing our body. It's been heard that our body is a temple, and we want that to be a grand and glorious one. So whenever we fuel our bodies, we're not only doing something to ourselves physically and mentally, but also spiritually. Our spirits lift, we're happier, and things seem to go much better whenever things are fueled properly. We are able to adapt to stress and change much better when we are fueled properly. When we're eating crappy carbs and just consuming shitty foods and low quality foods and stuff with high fat contents, bad fats, sugars, like I said, bad carbs, man, we really feel the difference. I mean, try eating an entire pizza and then, please don't, but try eating an entire pizza and then seeing how you feel later, seeing how you feel the next day. You can feel it. You can feel what you ate is affecting you. So that's all I want to say about that, but let's focus on the food. We're going to be raising the bar this next week. We got to prepare mentally, because next week is going to be a challenge. It's where the challenge begins. And the following 4 weeks after this recovery week, I mean, it's just going to get more challenging. You're going to get better results. The more you do your workouts and the more you focus on the meal plan and just get through it, you're going to see the results. You're going to thank yourself. You're going to be happy you did. The T25 by Shaun T, they're 25-minute workouts. There's I believe there's an additional thing that you can do with the T25 workouts each day, with a warm-up or cool down. I can't remember what it is, but it goes for 25 minutes, and then it comes back, and then there's the cool down after the 25 minutes. So it generally takes about 30. So keep that in mind. That's easier to schedule that way. So hey, I need about 30 minutes. Give yourself 35 to be safe, to get going and get set up. But our food needs to be in check. And something that I believe that you should do this week is order, energize, and recover. You're going to want this stuff when you start doing this stuff next week. And if you go ahead and do that on Monday, you can allow for time for it to reach you through the mail service. And then whenever Monday comes along and you start kicking stuff in high gear, you wake up in the morning, you have your energize, you wait about 30 minutes. I'm ready to go right now. You can tell I'm just talking 100 miles an hour. But you have that energy that you need to get through a workout, and then whenever you're done, you're gonna want to fuel your body with the right stuff, so that your muscles aren't as sore as they would be, so that you recover faster, so that your muscles have what they need, your body has what it needs. Energize and Recover, a couple of awesome products, and it's the kind of stuff that I started out with with Beachbody supplements, and it was something that I didn't ever want to be without after I did a few workouts without them. That energy is awesome. The stuff to recover, that's awesome. They come in a discount package called a Performance Stack. That's Energize and Recover together, and it saves you some money. And if you get that on home direct shipping, the monthly auto ship, then the shipping's only like $2. And if you come up to a point where it's like, hey, I'm not quite done with this stuff, or whatever, you can actually postpone an order for a month and pick back up the next month. Or you can cancel anytime, you can start at any time, but I always say go ahead and get it on that HD, so that you don't miss it. If you're really serious about doing your workouts, then you will want that stuff, and you'll be consistent, and you pretty much use it up each month. So anyway, that's all for today. Let's focus on food this week and really focus on getting our portions down while we're not killing ourselves with some strenuous workouts. Enjoy this recovery week. I know I'm going to. It's going to help us focus. It's going to help us get centered. And again, thank you for being here. I think you're doing a wonderful job of sticking to it and making changes. It's not always easy. We're not always perfect. We sometimes we get off track for a couple days, but you can always start right this moment and get back on track. So let's keep at it. Let's keep going. And I will talk to you soon.